Sawblade. Thought I'd take a bit of a departure today from our usual technology tips because it's Halloween. So I'm going to show all of you how to properly carve a pumpkin. As always, remember to wear your safety goggles. As well, because pumpkins can give off some pretty nasty fumes, I'm going to be wearing an N95 mask today. I've cut a hole in the nose and mouth just so I can breathe a little bit more freely. Let's look at some of the tools we're going to use today. I like to use a variety of tools when I carve pumpkins, including things like a couple of different X-Acto knives, small one and a large one, a hammer for some of the more heavy work, and a standard handsaw if I need to make larger cuts. If I need to get some really heavy, effective cuts, I'll also use my trusty Ryobi chainsaw. And of course, tweezers for delicate use. I've selected a pumpkin for the work today from the local pumpkin patch. And before I start, I'm going to be using a new technology today called AI. It's going to be really helpful to find out what other people are doing with pumpkins and get some intelligence as to how to carve a pumpkin that I may not already have. I'm going to go to the laptop.
A lot of people like to use a pencil to put the shapes of the eyes, the nose, and the mouth on the pumpkin. It's a complete waste of time. Pencils are useless. Use spray paint instead. You can spray on the shapes and then cut it out afterwards.
That's interesting. I found a really good tip from some German guy that AI gave me, saying that a pencil is a waste of time in putting the face outlines on the pumpkins. He suggested that I use spray paint. And I just happen to have the exact same spray paint that he had. So I'm going to try this. I'll move the pumpkin over to get a good angle on it, and let's give it a shot. Oh, I got a little overspray on my laptop keyboard there, but that's okay. I'm going to give you a little tech tip while we're carving pumpkins that you may not know about. MacBook Pros are able to be used with the screen and the keyboard separated, just like a tablet. I'm going to do that now and show you. So I can just discard the keyboard element that has the paint on it. And basically what I've got is an iPad. Doesn't seem to be turning on right now. I'll have to look into that. It's probably the battery. First thing I'm going to do is cut the top off the pumpkin so that we can get the guts inside out. In order to do that, I'm going to go right to my biggest tool, which is my chainsaw. I'll strap the pumpkin down on its side so that it doesn't roll around when I'm cutting. Just loop that over there and it up down here. Well, I'm going to take the strap off now. That worked out really well and was quite quick actually. Make sure you save the top. You can put that back on after you're finished. So the next step now is we want to get all this googly gutty stuff out of the middle there. You can stick your hand in there, you can use a spoon, all kinds of things. But I've got a better solution. I'm going to take a standard cordless drill and attach a masonry mud mixing device to it. And that should be really helpful for getting all this stuff out. Let's give it a try. Now I'm going to use the shop vac to pull out everything inside. So I cut a little low with the lid, as you can see, and my eyes are too high now, so I'm going to have to lower the whole face. Rather than repainting it, I'm just going to do the face lower. For the eyes, the simplest thing is to just use a hammer. Forget about knives, anything like that. Line up where you want to go, just give it a good swift hit. If that's not working, just turn the hammer around and just hit it that way. If you need to clean up and do some detail work, remember to pull out your tweezers. That looks pretty good. For the mouth, rather than the hammer, I do prefer to use an X-Acto knife. But one important thing, make sure you extend the blade all the way out as far as it goes. And before you start cutting, put your hand in behind to support the pumpkin face while you're cutting. That could be a little bit of a problem. Well, a little bit of first aid and I'll be back up and running. I've got a standard roll of medical gauze here. I'm just going to kind of wrap up my finger here. I'll go to the hospital later if I can find the part that they fell off, but right now I'm just going to kind of roll this up as best I can. This is really starting to hurt. I always like to tuck this under and then just kind of make a big ball on the end. That's pretty good. I'll just tear this off. Cut it on the knife here. And then in order to keep it on, I'm just going to use a stapler and just going to staple it on there. There's one on the underside. Oh, that went right into the end of the finger, but yeah, that's pretty good. We should be good to continue now. I'll just finish the rest of the mouth here with the knife. And then just knock that out with the hammer. I kind of like the way this guy looks without a nose, so I'm going to not do the nose, and we're going to pretty much finish this off. As you can see, the inside is nicely cleaned out, except for a little bit of blood from my finger, but this pumpkin is almost ready to light up for Halloween. So the tradition is to light up the pumpkin. A lot of people use candles or small little string lights. I find a much simpler way is to just take an old rag, put it inside the pumpkin, and then take some gas and just pour it in like that, and then light her up. Put the top on, and we're way to the races. Happy Halloween, everybody.